Most of my gear I order online. It's easy, it's usually cheaper, and half the time it's the only damn place you can actually buy the stuff anymore. But there is something different about actually putting your hands on a knife, multi-tool, or flashlight before you go swiping that credit card and then have to explain to your wife why you needed the 8th knife this year and the 4th flashlight, the 3rd multi-tool. You guys know how it goes. About a year ago, as fate would have it, they slapped a Bass Pro Shop right down the road for me. So today, we're gonna do a little field trip, a little experiment. I'm building a complete everyday carry using only stuff I can find on the shelves at Bass Pro. A quick little credit where credit is due. My buddy Taylor over at Bass EDC is kind of the inspiration for this video. He's done a few of them over the years. It looks super fun. Looks like a good time. I mean, when is going into a store and buying a bunch of gear not a good time? So if you haven't checked out Taylor or his channel, Bass EDC, definitely go check him out. That dude puts some really cool content over there on his channel. The goal today is simple. Build the most badass EDC I can from the shelves at Bass Pro Shop and keep it budget-ish. I say budget-ish on purpose because every time I say budget, somebody loses their mind in the comments, thinks that budget means like $4 and an old token you got from an arcade in 1993. I know everybody's everyday carry is different. Some of you run with just a knife, a wallet, and keys. Totally fair point. But what I'll be trying to get today is my version, and I think probably like a very common version of everyday carry, which is wallet, keys, knife, multi-tool or second blade, and a light. Takes care of most of the shit that I need to handle every day. And yes, part of my EDC, my everyday carry, is a firearm normally, but unless Bass Pro Shop is running buy one, get 4 things free on high points, we're leaving without that. But to be fair though, you could do a complete carry at Bass Pro. They do carry guns. And we're also not gonna include a watch. What the fuck? I know it's gonna make some of you guys melt down because that is one of the holy trinity of everyday carries. It's gonna be hard to find a watch at Bass Pro for under $200. They have Garmin's and stuff like that. Most of those are gonna blow the budget. I don't like Garmin's. I usually wear mechanical watches, and this is my video, so that's what we're doing. So let's go spend some money, make a series of questionable financial decisions, and then we'll get back for a good old-fashioned table dump and see what holds up to muster and what was actually worth it. All right, folks, we have returned from the Bass Pro. Yeah, it's a lot of shit.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Turns out they got a lot of stuff at Bass Pro Shop. But before we get into going over all the goodies, let's take a second to pay those bills because all this shit ain't free, and I gotta get the money from somewhere and thank the sponsors of today's video. Starting with what I'm wearing today, the good folks at Poncho. Hands down, my favorite shirts I have ever found. Flannels can be tricky. If you size up so you can actually move in them, you look like a potato sack. You size down so where they fit right, and you're one good shoulder stretch away from fat guy in a little coat.
Richard, what's happening?
Poncho nailed it though. Just enough stretch to move, they're crazy comfortable and built for actually doing stuff. They've got thinner materials for hot weather, flannels and denims for cooler weather, button-ups with the pearl snaps, hidden pockets. They've even got a little sewn-in microfiber cloth in the bottom corner for cleaning glasses and stuff. They got short sleeves, long sleeves, all killer fits. Shirts built for comfort and performance from Poncho. Hit up ponchooutdoors.com/sires and then enter your email for $10 off your first order and free shipping. And when they ask, tell them we sent you. Helps the channel out a ton. Next up, my buddies at Big Idea Design. You've seen them a bunch on this channel. They make all things EDC, pins, pocket tools, knives. Watch, I have one right here. Backpacks, one-stop shop for everyday carry gear. We even did a collab with them with their EDC fountain pen with a little Sire stank on it. Awesome gear, awesome people, links down below. And last but certainly not least, the good folks at Knafs, another killer crew making badass knives for you blade junkies, from fixed blades to pocket carries, and of course the Lander series, still one of the best bang for your buck folders out there in my opinion. This one is the signature Lander 2 I did with them because they just get it right. They also do monthly giveaways if you sign up for their newsletters, and so definitely go check those guys out. Big thanks to Poncho, Big Eye, and Knafs for sponsoring the channel this year. Links below for everyone. Definitely go show those guys some love. All right, now let's get back to your regularly scheduled programming. I was actually really surprised at some of the stuff they had at my local Bass Pro shop. I spent a total, now look, I know I said I was gonna keep a budget, but understand, we're gonna put a couple different EDCs together. So I got multiple options. We spent a total of, this receipt, by the way, is longer. I feel like I went to CVS with this long ass receipt. We spent a total of $705. But I will say, we got a lot of gear for $705. This is enough gear to make several EDCs. Some of the versions are gonna be well under $200. Some of them probably over 200. Honestly, at $700 for all this gear, I have a pin that costs that. And I know that's kind of fucking retarded, I know.
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
To be able to get all this for $700, I'm actually pretty impressed with what you can get locally. So let's start off looking at the multi-tools. Got two different multi-tool options. The Signal was $140, and this particular one, let me get my glasses on because I'm old and I can't see small shit sometimes. 19 different tools on this guy. Needle nose pliers, regular pliers, replaceable wire cutters, replaceable hardwood wire cutters. The fact that they're calling those two different tools, it's wire cutters. Let's be real here. You're breaking that up into two to make it sound like more shit. 420 HC combo knife, a saw, a hammer, safety whistle, ferrocerium rod, diamond coated sharpener, and all with thread loop, bit driver, can opener, bottle opener, 1/4 inch hex bit, 1/4 inch wrench, 3/16 wrench, and a carabiner. You're pushing it a little bit there, Leatherman, let's be honest. And I really do like this color they're doing in this now, which is like a desert tan kind of color with black. I think that looks pretty damn sharp. And one of the things I do like about this one is it comes with a pocket clip, which if it's gonna be your EDC, personally, it's got to have a pocket clip on it because I'm not wearing that goofy ass pouch. To each his own, if that's your jam. It does have a little carabiner on it. There's your hammer, they call it here at the bottom. From the outside, you can get to your ferro rod. You can get to your saw from the outside. Outside deploy knife with a combo edge, which is pretty sweet. Open it up. You've got your pliers with, and then they say 3 different tools, but it's just wire cutters. And then on the inside, you have your can opener, your bit driver on this side, which is a flat and a Phillips reversible, or it fits the Leatherman bits. And then over here, you have your little diamond sharpener, and that comes off of there. So you have your little removable, and I'm sure probably replaceable diamond, which you can use to touch up a blade in the field. It is kind of a dome shape, which is nice because then if you need to sharpen your combo blade, you can get in there to get your serrations. If you're an outdoorsy kind of guy, you spend a lot of time outdoors because the ferro rod and stuff, but I mean really for anybody, and it's one of the better looking Leatherman at this price bracket. $130, pretty solid damn multi-tool for your carry. Next multi-tool we got, the Wingman. Now this is the budget version. The Wingman was only $56. I've had a couple of these throughout my life, and it is one of my favorite more budget Leathermans out there. In some ways, I think it's better for just day-to-day stuff than a lot of the other ones because some of the tools that they have on this guy comes with a pocket clip, which is great. This one is 14 tools made in the USA. It does have a spring action pliers, spring action wire cutters, combo knife, package opener, which is one of my favorite things on this, strangely enough. A wood metal file, some scissors, which that's always a handy thing to have on a multi-tool for everyday carry type stuff. Scissors do some things a lot better than knives do. Screwdriver, small screwdriver, Phillips. You got a ruler. I don't know where the fuck the ruler's at. I never paid attention to that. You got a bottle opener, a can opener, and a wire stripper. It's got the spring action pliers, which is nice. Cutters on this are not replaceable, but hey, it's also one of their budget entries. You can get to your knife from the outside, which I like that. When the knife's on the inside, that pisses me off. On the other side, you have your spring action scissors. These are actually a good sized pair of scissors. On some multi-tools, you have these little tiny little scissors, aren't good for shit. These are actually pretty decent. Can opener, a file. I think you could use that as like a little bit of a pry bar or a flathead screwdriver on the end there. There is your package opener, which we're gonna show you in a minute because I have a package to get into and I'll show you why I love this little thing. On this side, you have your flat screwdriver, larger flat screwdriver slash, you could use that as a pry bar, and one of the more flat style Phillips. So really pretty reasonable tool set. Oh, there's the ruler. I mean, they call that a ruler, but I mean, what do you got, an inch? Which I'm sure is enough for some of you guys. I think this is one of the only multi-tools that has this little guy, this package opener. And I'm telling you, I love this. This is one of my favorite things about this. For 55 bucks, I think it's a good multi-tool, especially for the price. Getting into the knives, let's do the CRKT Squid first. This is the Squid XM. It is designed by Lucas Burnley, which is great because I think he does some good stuff. D2 steel, it's got ball bearing pivot. It is a frame lock. Now let me show you, this is this little package opener I was telling you about. The great thing about this package opener is you can get in there on these clamshells that are like the worst things to open ever, and you just run this guy around here like such, and it's got a little blade on one side and it just digs right in. Boom, clamshell open. And these things are the fucking worst. You need like Superman, a lightsaber, and like a lot of patience. Why does this kind of packaging exist? It is the most irritating shit on the planet. This little guy makes short work of a lot of stuff, and it's rounded on the end so you don't have to worry about scratching stuff. You could even use this to like open boxes and not have to worry about over penetrating and cutting what's in the box when you're cutting open your boxes, and then keep your primary blade good and sharp. So I think this is an underrated little tool. I wish they had this on more, but they don't. What is up with the Squid? Nice looking knife, nice deep carry clip. Got a little lanyard loop on the end there if that's your jam. Ooh, that is a punchy action on that thing. That's actually really nice. I dig that. And it's got a little flipper on the back, so you can either thumb stud open it or you can flip it. Ooh, that is snappy on the flip, buddy. Ooh, that is nice. The G10 is nice and grippy. They did a good job on the texture there. It's a frame lock. Really good general use blade shape. I'm a big fan of this kind of blade shape, and me and my buddy Jason were talking about this the other day. I think that kind of, I don't know if you'd call it a spear. I don't know what you want to call these kind of blade shapes that are just kind of pointy, but lots of belly rounded blade shape. It's like on the Lander, it's on this. This thing is great for just an everyday general purpose knife. It doesn't look super tactical. For general purpose use, that blade shape right there, one of my favorites. It's why I like the Lander so much. And now I'm kind of a big fan of the Squid, which I'm pretty sure the Squid has gotten some pretty good press. I think a lot of people like the Squid, but yeah, I really like that, man. And that was, how much did we pay for that Squid? That was $54. That is impressive for 54 bucks. It feels great. Doesn't feel cheap at all. The action is fantastic. I've always said there are some budget bangers out there, but that's one that I was unaware of, that I know a lot of you guys probably were. I don't know, I'm a fan of that. I like that a lot. These next two knives are Cabela's brand knife. They're called the Utilitarian, the EDC and the Mini EDC. 50 for the smaller one, 80 for the bigger one. These are made in the USA. They are made of D2 steel. They've got ball bearing pivots. They've got burlap micarta scales, which I'm a big fan of burlap micarta. I'm kind of feeling that blade shape too, honestly. They are liner locks. Not a huge fan of liner locks, but also not a showstopper. The only thing I'll say is they're a little thick, which some guys may really like that compared to like the Squid. I'm sure you can see there. This is a much chunkier thickness on a knife. Smallest pocket presence, you probably want to go something like a Squid. You have bigger hands, you might actually appreciate a little bit of a thicker knife. But I will say, I'm a fan of this little guy, the blade shape. Again, it's kind of like the Lander 5 that Knafs just did. It has this choil up here, because normally with a real small knife like this, that would suck to try to hold it. What they've done is they put a choil up here, which allows you to crank up, and then there's a curve in the blade back here, which that actually feels really, really good. Angle here, so if you want to do like a pinch grip, if you were skinning or doing something that required a little more detail, that's really nice for a pinch grip. Thumb stud deployment, which is real nice. Or you've got a flipper. And then this is just the slightly larger version. So if you got bigger hand, but again, you could choke up on this one too. They kept this blade design, which leaves plenty of room back there. You can go all the way down here and still get a full grip on this one. That's snappy, not gonna be mad at that. See the not bad. Ball bearing pivots in these too. Hell man, for 50 to 80 bucks, D2 steel, not mad at that at all, dude. Those are both, never had a Cabela knife made, but I mean, they're made in the USA. So hey, I think both of those are actually very reasonable options because I've really been big into the pocket fixed blade carry lately. So I had to have a fixed blade option. This was a little more expensive, but it is also M390 steel, which is kind of expensive. Caper fixed blade is what they're calling it. Reduced price, it was actually on sale. I think the normal price was $150 or something. It was on sale for $130. With the name like the Caper and the fact that they're using Bowler M390, which is really well known for having a really sharp edge and holding an edge pretty well, probably designed for like hunting, skinning purposes, but it's really good blade steel. It's a good size, it's a good shape. This could also easily flex into just an all-purpose EDC knife. 130 bucks for a fixed blade with M390, made in the USA, stonewash finish, G10 handles, Kydex sheath, full tang. I mean, 130 bucks for that, I'm not mad at it. Sometimes they really chimp out on the sheaths. Actually, they didn't chimp out on the sheath at all. That's a good Kydex sheath, and it actually comes with a pretty decent clip. Here, I think Blade Tech makes some of these. I don't know if this is a Blade Tech brand or not. You clip it on, it goes either this way or this way for scout care, up and down. I personally would take this clip off and put an Ulti clip, like that guy right there. I'm a big fan of the Ulti clip because I just think it's the best clip ever made. Got a good edge on it, feels good, stone washed finish. Bright orange, if you drop it, you know, everybody does it, wants everything camo and all that, but what you don't realize is if you're out in the damn woods, if you drop a camo knife, it's gonna be hard to find. So if you're more of an outdoorsy kind of person, this could be a really good knife for that kind of thing. No jimping, which is kind of weird, but it does have a ramp there for your thumb. Choke up on it. I'm not mad at that. Let's see how it goes. It's got good click. It's even, they ramped right here for your thumb, so when you're pushing it out. For 130 bucks for a Bowler M390 made in the USA, I think that's a pretty damn good find, personally. Yeah, that could be a nice little pocket carry, man. That would stick out no further than the one that I carry now every day. Let's see what we got for flash 'em lights. Another annoying clamshell. For the budget version, we got the Streamlight Micro USB, which came in at the low price, 30 bucks for a micro USB Streamlight. But you see that? You see how easy that went through there? I'm telling you, the most underrated multi-tool ever. Lanyard shit, get rid of that. The most pathetic fucking recharging cord I have ever seen. What the hell are you gonna do with that shit? I mean, it doesn't matter. Everybody's got a million of these laying around, but I mean, that's just an insult. But the light itself, the Streamlight Micro USB, is just a tiny little easy to pocket carry. I mean, you wouldn't even know this thing was in your pocket. And honestly, it's not the brightest thing in the world. I think it's only 250 lumens. Low, double click high. So yeah, it's got a low and a high. For 30 bucks, man, for a little EDC light. This is one of the things I've been looking for in all of my EDC lights from now on, is it's got the double-sided pocket clip. So it clips down in your pocket, or you can clip it on your hat, and then you've got a little miner's light. I love that feature because it was like the other night we were out gigging, it was dark, we were in a boat, took this thing out. I don't have to bring a separate headlamp. I've got my pocket light. Can use it for pocket light shit when I need pocket light shit. When I needed to be hands-free, clip that on, and then I use that for my headlamp. And it was all in one light, less shit to carry. It's great. Streamlight, you know, everybody knows Streamlight's been around forever. Tiny little light, 30 bucks. Fenix is our next light. Now this is the Fenix E18R. Fenix, you guys gotta work on your naming conventions, bro. 60 bucks. The Fenix light that I've had on my last couple videos and gift guides and whatnot has been this PDR 25. I really like this light, so I thought I'd give another Fenix light a try. This one looks like it's a little smaller than the one I've been carrying, but it's also brighter, because I think mine's 600 lumens. This one is 1200 lumens. It's got a magnetic base too, which is really nice. It does have that double-sided clip. Look at that little guy. Not super long, but beating the shit out of Streamlight on this. At least this is a functional length cord. Honestly, that's Streamlight shit. I mean, look at this. What, if it's been in cold water? What the hell's going on here? I mean, that's pretty bright, dude. That's a very dim light too. I know my buddy Taylor is all about the super dim setting. Why I need such dim damn lights? But that is a very dim light. I'm thinking Taylor might appreciate that one. You can just cycle through. It starts on the dimmest setting. I don't know if Taylor's reviewed this light, and then you can ramp up through to hella bright. I thought the one that I've been carrying was small, but this thing is way, way smaller. Your reversible headlamp situation. I do like the rear clicky on this one. They couldn't do a rear clicky on this one because it has the magnetic situation. That way, if you're out doing something and you need to just set the light on something metal, is it worth having the magnetic and losing the rear tail clicky? That is a very compact light for 60 bucks, and it is super bright. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it at all. Here's one section that I think maybe wasn't my favorite. I got two options. Oil tan leather front pocket wallet, 35 bucks. It seems to be a pretty good quality wallet. Genuine leather, not the best thing. If you ever watched my video I did with Michael from OpenSea back a long time ago, genuine leather, probably not the best quality leather. It smells like leather. It does have a magnetic money clip on the outside. It's got a little spot here for cards on the outside. It does have a window style thing for your ID with a little slip out situation. Plenty of space on the inside for cards. No bigger than the one I've been carrying. So that's what I've been carrying. I did a video on this not too long ago, the Incog wallet. Definitely front pocket. I guess that's safe to call that. And not the end of the world. I shouldn't poo-poo it because it's not a bad option. Probably not gonna hold up as good as like my normal OpenSea wallets that I recommend constantly, but this was also 35 bucks. OpenSea wallets are usually like 80. And OpenSeas are handmade, hand stitched. This is obviously made in a factory somewhere. If you're trying to stick on a budget, definitely not a bad option. The other option we got, which was cheaper, I think it was like 14 bucks, Chums. And I think I've seen Taylor talk about these on his channel. He might have even done one of these in his Bass Pro. The thing I didn't like about it is I didn't like the colors. It was either this or like some pink shit that looked like it was definitely for girls. But if you want something ultra lightweight and minimal, zipper pocket, put some stuff or whatever down in there. You could put some cards in here. I probably wouldn't though, because that's super loose. I'd be afraid my cards would fall out. And on this side, you have another zipper where you could put your ID with a window. But for 14 bucks, if you're going ultra budget, it's an option. We had to stick with the rules if you had to buy it at Bass Pro. I think the knives and lights and other shit has all been great. This is acceptable, but not my favorite part of the Bass Pro trip. Gotta have something for your keys, a Gerber Mullet. And I think this was pretty cheap too. I think it was like 14 bucks. Actually, it was reduced price. This thing was $9. Has this little thing and you slip this right through your belt loop like such, and then it stays on your belt. So if you want to hang, I always keep my keys attached to me because I don't want to lose my damn keys. Key holder and multi-tool, because on here you've got, it says 9 tools. They're probably pushing it the way Leatherman does. You got a bottle opener because we need bottle openers on fucking everything. And what else are they saying is on here? Belt loop. There's a little hex driver right there, which does have the little screwdriver down here. You got a small flathead, you got a pry bar, you got wire strippers, nail puller, and then over here, they're calling this a scraper. I think they might be pushing it on some of these tools. Would they work in an absolute pinch? Yeah, I'm sure. Would you want to use this? The main thing is, it's a pretty cool way to carry your keys. It's minimal, it weighs nothing, and at the end of the day, it does have more functionality than just a normal key ring. The other option we got, and see, look, see how good this little tool's working for opening all these packages? I'm telling you, this thing's great. S-Biner, you guys have seen these everywhere. Lots of guys use these. Taylor's talked about them. Everybody has. It's just a little two-way carabiner. You slip your keys in one end, slip the other end through your belt loop. It's just a super light and minimal way to carry your keys. No muss, no fuss. Both not bad options, and I think this was like $3. So, you know, super inexpensive way to keep your keys on you. Let's look at a couple different options here. So if you wanted to go the most budget you possibly could, you could go with your S-Biner for your keys, Streamlight light, which was the cheapest light. Really, either one of these, there's only a few dollars difference. This was 50 bucks, this was like 53 bucks. So depending on which one's your favorite, the $55 Leatherman. And if you wanted to go ultra budget, you could go with the Chumbawamba, whatever the hell this thing's called. That's a full carry. And I think with that, you're well under $200. So you're at $154. I know you guys yell at me about the budget shit all the time, but that's pretty budget for a full carry, man. You got something to carry your keys, a very decent light, a very respectable knife. Honestly, one of my favorite budget Leathermans of all time. That thing's been around forever. And an okay wallet. If you really hate this wallet, you switch it out, you change it to the Carhartt, which I would probably do because I would prefer the Carhartt. 170 bucks, well under 200 bucks for one hell of a carry. Now, if you go the opposite end, go as high end as you can with the stuff we bought. And if that is the most expensive you could make it, with that, you're at 374 bucks. So that's the most expensive version of the carry, which in my opinion, for a full carry, still not fucking bad. And there's some pretty damn cool gear in this. If you don't want to do a fixed blade for carry, switch it out for the Squid. That's sexy as look at that. It's all color coordinated and shit. Browns and your drabs and blacks. I mean, that looks good. And that's even cheaper. That takes $70 off the price. And that is a sexy bitch. I thought when I went into Bass Pro Shop, I was gonna leave a little disappointed. I wouldn't be getting stuff that I would actually carry. I was just trying to do it for the video. Most everything on this list, I am gonna put into my rotation and try all this stuff out, other than this Chums thing. And I'm really impressed with this squid. I think you guys have probably known about this and kept this shit secret. And again, for a total of $700 for all this shit, which again, I've spent more than that on one piece of EDC gear in the past. There is a ton of options here with all the different sizes, fixed blade, folders. That is a pretty impressive spread of stuff. My inspiration came from my buddy Taylor, who I've seen do it, but when I was looking it up, there's a bunch of channels that have done videos like this, so this was not an original idea, but it seemed fun and it's something I've never done before. Hopefully this gave you some good information, some ideas. I'll link stuff down below. I got all this stuff at Bass Pro, but if we have any of this stuff on Blade HQ or anywhere, I'll link it also, so if you guys don't have a Bass Pro near you and you just want to order it online. They have a whole display case of really badass like Benchmades and other high-end knives. If you guys like this style of video and you want to see another one, maybe next time I'll do like high-end version at Bass Pro. Make some more bad financial decisions. But hopefully you got some good information, or at least enjoyed hanging out for a while. If you did, feel free to smash that like button. That always helps us out. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so. We'd love to have you on board. I hope everybody had a fantastic week, and we will see you in the next video. Man, I am impressed with the stuff at Bass Pro. I really thought there was just gonna be a bunch of like Mall Ninja shit and like Smith & Wesson folders, which, I mean, nothing against Smith & Wesson. I love their guns, but let's be honest, a lot of their knives are kind of shit. I don't know, man, pretty impressed.